Welcome to Into It with the Intuitive. I'm your host, Julie Bachos. Are you ready to get into it? Let's get started. Today we're going to be talking about 7 things intuitive people know that you don't. The first thing all intuitive people know is that you have to be intentional about slowing down. We live in such a go, go, go society. This tends to be a real challenge for people because before you can listen in and trust your intuition, you have to be able to identify and hear it. Intuitive people know that you have to slow down and listen intentionally, which often requires solitude. I practice taking time each day to be alone, either in the sanctuary of my office or preferably out in nature, depending on what the weather's like. This allows me to turn up the volume on my intuition by quieting all of the other things that are vying for my attention. The second thing that intuitive people know is that practice equals confidence, which equals growth. One reason some people are more intuitive than others is that they not only take the time to intentionally tap into their intuition, but they also listen to it as well. It's very easy to dismiss or doubt what we hear, but the more you tap into your intuition and see the accuracy in action, the more your confidence will increase. When your confidence increases, you are more likely to trust and follow what you hear. That doesn't mean we ignore our analytical mind or our critical thinking skills. There's just a difference between using reason to check in on what you are hearing and using it to talk yourself out of what your gut is telling you to do. So what you're really trying to do is not rationalize what you hear with your mind. Sometimes what you're told isn't going to make sense in the natural world. That's the perfect opportunity to trust your intuition and watch it grow. The third thing intuitive people know is that reading minds fosters connection. Highly intuitive people can read minds. The scientific term is empathic accuracy. Now, it might seem like magic, but it's really not. It's an intuitive awareness of what other people are thinking and feeling. They say that intuitive awareness uses cues such as body language, tone of voice, and a psychic connection. It's an extremely powerful form of empathy that fosters deep connections with other people. I see this play out in my intuitive readings. I have a stranger walk in for a reading, and when they leave, we have formed a deep connection that has been based on the empathy that I have acquired for them when I was tapping into my intuitive awareness of what they are thinking and feeling. The fourth thing that intuitive people know is that mindfulness is a must. Mindfulness has become a buzzword in our society and has increased in popularity over the past decade. But the general essence of it is to practice being in the moment, being focused and grounded in the now. Mindfulness is a great technique to assist in filtering out those distractions in your environment that we talked about earlier. And it also is a great way to help your brain slow down, which actually allows you to hear your intuition loud and clear. Mindfulness can be as simple as becoming aware of your breathing, putting your feet in the grass, or standing outside and listening to the different sounds that you hear. There's a lot of different ways that you can practice and bring mindfulness into your daily life. It's really just about bringing yourself back to the current moment. The fifth thing intuitive people know is that creativity is important. Did you ever make one of those rug kits as a kid, or those pot holders that you could create? Maybe you had an easy bake oven or made bracelets. Creativity allows us to get our intuitive juices flowing because creativity helps to foster your intuition. Here's your reasoning to pull out that coloring book, paint set, or baking pan and let your intuition guide you. Intuitive people know that being intentionally creative strengthens their intuition, and they make time for that in their schedules. Now, you don't have to be the next Picasso to pull out your paint set. Remember, it's just about creating something. So the bottom line is, have fun. The sixth thing intuitive people know is that trusting your gut is not optional. Have you ever made a decision and then immediately started to feel regret or physically sick, or maybe even started to sweat? That wonderful experience was your intelligent body's way of telling you that the decision you just made isn't what your instinct wants you to do. You let the analytical mind take over, and it is at odds with your instinct. Intuitive people realize that trusting that instinct, trusting their gut, is not optional because they know that it always has their best interest at heart. And when they trust that inner knowing, that intuition, that gut feeling, they know they can never go wrong. The seventh thing intuitive people know is that dreams are meant to be analyzed. Our dreams are often manifestations of our intuition. They can be signs and guideposts to things that we haven't taken the time to slow down and hear. While some dreams can simply be nonsense, most often they are trying to tell us something. Intuitive people don't just think, wow, that was a weird dream. They know to keep a dream journal and study it further. They often ask themselves, where did that come from? Or what does that symbolize? And what am I supposed to learn from it? Keeping a dream journal can be as simple as keeping a notepad next to your bed, or keeping a special notes folder on your phone to keep track of your dreams and write them down as soon as you wake up before you forget them. Our dreams hold invaluable information, especially for those of us that don't take the time to slow down daily and tap into our inner knowing. We're a very captive audience when we're laying in bed at night, sound asleep. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any new content. I hope to see you back soon.